Welcome to the Printer's Edge with LaManna, a podcast about how to sell, buy, or build a printing business. Now here are your hosts, LaManna and Ken Okel.
Welcome to the Printer's Edge podcast presented by the LaManna Alliance. Hi, I'm Ken Okel with LaManna. Let's get right to it. We are talking about 2018 strategy, very important for business owners in the world of printing. What do you want to tell them?
Here's where we're at. This is fourth quarter, 2017. Now we have a plan. What do we do in January through March? We implement the plan. Make sure you got the plan, implement the plan. Watch analytics, watch the sales, watch your metrics, and then you execute, because it's like a football game. Halftime in a strategic plan is your first 2 quarters of the year. You want to achieve in the first 2 quarters, at the finalization of those 2 quarters, you need to make that adjustment. January through March, you want to be rocking and rolling, implementing, getting the people communicated, move on that game plan.
The next couple weeks, we have the holidays, and obviously people should take some time off, but I can see some business might be a little slower. It's a good time to kind of roll up your sleeves and really make sure you have a plan January 1st. You can't really get into the new year and then think, what are we going to do?
That's very true, Ken. And basically, as we work with our clients, they're not accustomed to, number one, a strategic plan. Number two, a very disciplined, focused game plan. It's uncomfortable because it's the unknown. And if there's something that they've never done before, especially changing the culture of the business, the culture from operations, for an example, to a sales organization, is very difficult to there's fear, and people many times don't know who's best at implementing the plan. So that's where we help them out. We more or less identify and define the best players to be able to implement the game plan to execute.
And let's say someone brand new to this type of thinking, couple basic things they might want to include in their plan, or at least have in a plan so they can get help to implement it.
Key is finance.
Okay. Need
to know the valuation of the current organization and basically how well they're doing. Are they performing well beyond the average, or are they below average? And you could find all that information out with evaluation. So that's where we always start, is the quantitative information. And then we really start focusing in on profit and wealth generation. That's the key. And also concentration of clients and making sure you retain existing business and grow the business.
And I think it's always important as well to look at the diversity of your clients, because maybe one client is giving you 90% of your business. Might want to diversify.
Well, believe me, the client base, the end user today, your competition is out there looking at your clients and trying to come up with a game plan or a strategic contract. Nobody wants to hear contract, but guess what? Contracts are in motion. People are looking for a long-term relationship with its vendors.
If we start to look ahead into 2018, I'm sure we'll be flying around with jetpacks and everything will be perfect. But we get into April. What should be happening in April in terms of our strategic plan?
April, you should be, number one, positive in your objectives. You should be growing those at a certain percentage, working with your people, growing your business, and hitting these milestones. It's critical, because if you're not hitting those milestones, you got to backtrack and adjust the situation. And it may be sales. It may be talent. It may be equipment. It might be a special request by a major customer asking you to do something you've never done before, but they're giving you a first opportunity. Well, in April, you're already talking about 2019 is really where you're at. So I've always thought in my business, in my manufacturing businesses, and what I basically propose to our clients is you better be pretty much where you want to be by the end of June. So you got April through June to maximize your objectives, meet or beat those numbers, because July all the way through December, you're already talking about 2019. You're looking at 2019.
And I think often the key in a lot of things, sports teams, business, the ability to make adjustments and almost to remove the emotion from it sometimes, just to say, this isn't working, we're going to change direction, or this is a good time to try this strategy.
Well, what about all these sports fans that are out there? Business is a game. And what you basically do is you go out, you make trades. You make out where you have a weakness, you gather some type of athlete. Look what baseball's doing. 2018 season that's coming up. Look what the Yankees have done already. You think they were a powerhouse last year, close to the World Series? Not good enough. They're already investing in the future. I'm from Minnesota. Minnesota Twins are buying and selling and trading organizations. It's all during these few months, because spring training is when? Actually, February of this year. February, Valentine's Day, catchers and pitchers report. Unbelievable.
Wow. Okay. You see where teams realize, gee, maybe we made the playoffs last year, but we got lucky. We didn't have injuries. You may not be as good as you thought you were. Better to strengthen your team in the offseason than to suddenly find yourself 90 games into a season not playing very well.
You know, it's another interesting thing. Think of the strategy of the Yankees. They bring in Aaron Boone. First time, no experience, unbelievable. But why? There's a strategy. There's a strategy with the ownership. There's a strategy with the general management. And basically, what are they doing? They're implementing and executing for 2018 and beyond.
When it comes to strategies, sometimes you could use a little help, a few pointers, and we have an opportunity. You can get 30 minutes of Rock's time for free, and we are tying it into a special charitable initiative that the LaManna Alliance is doing once again. As you may know, children with special needs, they hold a special place in Rock's heart. We've collaborated on a special fundraising video and a fundraising campaign that is through United Way. So 100% of the money goes to the cause. United Way, of course, above board and everything like that. If you give to this fund, Honor System, contact Rock LaManna, and I'll put the link to the fund in the show notes. Honor System, you contact Rock LaManna, you send him an email, rock@rocklamanna.com, put, I think we'll say Special Needs Fund.
Special Needs Fund.
In the subject line. You can schedule a 30-minute call. You can talk about whatever needs you have. Pick Rock's brain. Really take advantage of it. All that we ask, make a donation to this fund. You know, Rock, we've both had a chance to see these children and some of the needs that they have for equipment easily fixed, but often the solution is outside the family budget.
It's difficult to understand how fortunate we are, especially in our family, the LaManna family. I've been more or less exposed to the special needs through hospitals, through Wheels for Kids, United Way, Knights of Columbus, special needs services for schools, underprivileged kids, and so on. That's where we're touched. And we want to give back, play it forward, and help these kids and adults and families have a choice and opportunity, and we want to give them the opportunity to grow and to enjoy life, because we have at this point. So believe me, whatever you can do, whatever you can help the organization with, we truly appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And it was really interesting when I got to see some of these kids who were able to get a special piece of equipment that opened up whole new doors for them in terms of interacting. You could see this is not frivolous requests that they're doing. These are things that allow them to do basic life skills, to thrive, to maybe think a little bigger in their lives. Really was rewarding to see the impact that this type of thing could have.
We appreciate it, and Merry Christmas.
Yes. We wish you all happy holidays. So as we wrap up this edition of the Printer's Edge podcast, Rock, I guess we'll say to everybody,
see you in the marketplace.
This is the Printer's Edge with Rock LaManna. Thanks for listening.